He's a failure of a host, I tell you.
Oh.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, now you hear me. Do you have anything for the topic?
That hurt my feelings.
Do you have anything for the topic?
Yes, I have something for the topic. That hurt my feelings.
He's a success as
You're
a
just
host.
gonna bring us in
That
now.
actually hurt my feelings.
Such gold. And
I want to leave now.
Such gold in them
I'm
here
not-
hills.
I'm going home.
You can leave, but we have to do the 2 topics in the game first. And then you can leave.
Yeah.
And then you can storm out of
I'm
here
really
and be
hungry.
like,
I haven't eaten yet today.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
You not
Someone
bring a
wanted
s-
me at noon.
You not bring a Slim June?
No.
You never heard of a nooner?
I'm not having sex with you, Walter.
I feel,
Walter.
Brian,
Put
you
your
know-
dick
you
away,
know what that
Walter.
is?
No.
You know, a nooner is like when you go home from work and go f your wife and then
Oh,
that's what
okay. All right. Cool.
It's a little afternoon delight.
All right.
Oh,
I have,
God.
I'm gonna
All
have
right,
to-
just
Are we
know.
recording?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, we are? Oh.
Why would you assume that we're not recording?
I don't know because it
This
wasn't
always
like that.
happens every
Oh,
time.
God.
All right, as you can see, we're at welcome to another chaotic episode of the Major Idiots podcast.
What's your name?
Who are you?
I haven't even gotten to that part yet. My God.
Have you
Whoa.
forgotten your name?
I'm going to have to restart.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us another episode of the Major Idiots podcast. I am Sean McConnell. With me, as always, is Alex DeGennaro,
Hi.
Brian Lahosky, unfortunately, and
What the Wait, he's the one that insulted you earlier, and you didn't call him out.
that gentleman right there,
Gentlemen.
that pillar of the community, Alex Town, would never ever insult me.
I thought he was going to point at me like, that thing over there? You think that thing can insult me?
Well.
You, Brian, insult me on a daily basis, all right?
I'm not the
you
one
send
that
me
said-
text messages, okay? Sometimes in the middle of the night that you say, you.
I did not. What are you talking? That was back in my heyday when I was like, "Oh, Sean sucks." Now I got other things to worry about. You know what I mean?
He only sends that when it has like post nut clarity at like a 2 a.m. like 2 a.m. session. He's like, oh, I can see clear now. You, Sean, send.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, you have an opportunity to redeem yourself, just like our topic
Dude,
for today.
Wow, you're so good
Video
at
games
transitions.
that redeemed themselves.
Oh.
Now, what
Yeah,
do you,
you know when a video game comes out, it doesn't meet your expectation, you're like, oh man, I wish it could be better. But maybe sometimes they put out an update, they keep updating, or maybe even a remaster of that same game. Yeah. Some games redeem themselves, some don't.
And the developers stick with it and
Yeah.
fix the problems.
Oh, can I talk about games that aren't redeemed?
What?
that haven't been redeemed?
Yeah.
Sadie's laying.
That were never. You know what? Why not? Why not?
Why not?
Shit on some games.
Some games.
Yeah,
guys.
let's shit some
The
games.
3. Oops, sorry.
Oh my
Brian.
God.
Jesus
You're
Christ.
distracted.
Well, isn't that a completely different topic though? I mean,
We can tie it in a
Why
little
not?
all right, that's
We
fine.
can
All right,
comment
whatever.
on it.
I don't have anything of what you just suggested.
bit. Can
I
I?
got a load.
Games?
All right, but-
Wait, are you
No, but-
defining that as games that do need remasters?
I have.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying that games that are not redeemed that came out and were broken.
Okay. All right. I see.
All of
maybe-
Ubisoft games.
Yeah, maybe,
Ha ha! F***ers!
maybe they tried. Maybe they tried redeeming themselves. And they just
Yeah.
didn't.
I don't know what
But-
it is about us
well,
starting at noon.
Except
over
for the
2.
fact that
But,
you're wrong about
chaotic.
one thing there.
What?
Rainbow Six Siege, they fixed it.
Well, then you can say that's redeemed.
Yeah, there we go. That's the first one.
They
Rainbow
redeemed-
Six Siege.
You
I
just-
see. I
you just
do
pull-
have some.
He pulled out of his ass, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't do his research. He didn't do a 20-minute Google search like I did. I care about the audience. This man over here, he just pulled it out of his ass.
I did do. What are you talking about?
He was using Microsoft Edge. He didn't even use Google. He was Bing.
Wait, you're the one that tells me to use Microsoft Edge.
What
Edge,
is
Edge
happening?
is objectively better
Oh,
than Google.
Chrome, it eats up your stuff. I know it does.
It's a RAM sucker.
That's whatever.
You know
All
what
right,
else I'm sucking?
But Rainbow Six Siege. So what did they do
Speaking of
better?
good
What
transitions.
what were the problems at launch?
There were some issues with server compatibility. There's a lot of glitches and issues that they repaired.
Glitches
over time
how?
with patches. Like weapons not working the way they're supposed to work. Not doing the damage they're supposed to do. Like defensive, like you know how you can build defenses in the game. Like sometimes they
No.
wouldn't work properly.
Can you? Wait,
No, you asked me. You
Why?
asked me. You know what I'm talking about?
All right,
Like,
you
no,
know,
I don't. I've never
move
played.
on,
Oh
move
my
on.
God.
I've never
move on.
played
We're
it.
talking to the one person who hasn't played it.
What you think? Brian's played Rainbow Six Siege
No,
on Nintendo Switch.
Sean,
I have other things. All right.
All right,
And you're
fine.
talking to him.
Fine. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
All right, fine. Tom, what's your game? You'll go next.
Oh, you know what? I actually didn't make anything for this episode. I'm literally gonna.
Oh, son of
Oh!
a
Okay. You know, actually, I do have a list. I actually wrote down a piece of paper because I care about.
Wow, you're such a boomer.
Yeah. Oh, you. Okay, so no. Here's here's a game that came out. Star Wars Battlefront 2 by EA. Now, the first Star Wars Battlefront that did not redeem itself. They had like $50 DLC. Get off your phone.
Hey, you know what? Well, you're on camera. I could be on my phone.
Oh my God.
You're derailing the episode.
Lord.
Oh my god. Okay, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Pay attention to what we're
This
doing.
is like-
We give you the same courtesy. We pay attention to what you're doing.
This is the
Oh my
podcast
God.
equivalent to that scene in the Polar Express where like the train's off the rails and it's like spinning around in circles on the ice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Star Wars Battlefront 2. It came out. It was very buggy. They initially had loot boxes. Sean, do you remember when they had loot boxes?
For which game?
Star Wars Battlefront 2 from EA.
Yeah, I remember when they had loot boxes. They
Yeah,
still do
remember
have the
that
loot
was like a-
boxes.
I believe it was one of the most downvoted Reddit posts
'Cause
of
they
all
suck.
time. Is when I think EA put out a statement
Ooh,
like,
cool. Here's a new weapon skin or something stupid
Yeah.
that you don't need, like a card.
yeah, you can buy loot crates for money, and then they took it back like I think before launch or like right around launch.
Mhm.
Servers were very buggy. Most of the characters didn't work correctly, but through many updates, many Jedis, many Sith being added, they have a BB-8 ball droid. Sean, you remember this?
Yes.
Yeah, we played it. Good amount.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, except PC servers now are like barren.
There's that
really
one
Well, they're full
flying,
of flying fins.
Yeah, flying.
I was
Yeah,
about to ask
They
about
fly
that.
now.
Sitting down for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, we had
No, it's iFly now.
a fin in one of our servers.
Put your phone away, Brian.
Wait, why are you against me? He was the one that brought it
Well,
up.
if we're gonna offer the same courtesy, you
I
put your
literally have
phone
my
away.
list right here.
Put your phone away.
What? What's
iPad
happening?
kid.
I see he has his list out. You're actively researching as we're doing the episode. I can smell the difference. I can
Sure,
smell the
sure.
difference.
I don't have a list made up for that. I have a list made up for our next topic, but not for that one.
Oh my God.
Because they're up here. Because I know what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
That's great.
Unprepared.
Continue, please.
Yeah,
So yeah,
please.
ball droid. Yeah, there were a bunch of maps that were added. They added. What was the one with Obi-Wan and Anakin that they added? Geonosis.
Yeah.
That was a great one. Now there were going to be more updates, but the Star Wars Battlefront team were told by EA, no, you're not allowed to. Go f yourselves. Go work on a different game.
Now, did they like get rid of the loot boxes?
Yeah, well, they were free, I believe. You can still
Okay.
open up boxes via credits. I still think you can buy a certain type of currency in the game, but you don't really need to.
Okay.
Also, I don't remember if I have this correctly. I think someone calculated how many hours it would take to unlock each hero, and it would have taken like 50 hours each, unless you were to like pay in to their system, which is
Right.
what people were really mad about. So yeah, after getting rid of all those horrendous things and fixing the servers, the characters, it redeemed itself.
Okay. Did we say if the first one didn't redeem itself at all?
No, the first one they had $50 DLC pass.
Right.
So when the game, when it was in beta, they had 2 maps for you to try out. When the game came out, they only had 4 maps at release. And now they didn't really have free updates, maybe bug fixes, but they had the DLC pass, which was $50. So for a total of $110, if you were to get everything, at release, you could have maybe a complete game. Star Wars Battlefront 2 released with more content, but it was just very buggy and very they want your money so badly.
So Battlefront 2 is like a cheaper option if you were to get everything then?
Well, nowadays you could probably find a copy of it for like $3 at a thrift store
Right, yeah.
or GameStop.
But the
And
game
then
is
the
so dead
season-
now anyway
On PC.
on PC.
Yeah, you can still play.
On PlayStation and Xbox, I believe. I mean, Town is playing on it still.
Yeah, actually, I found a copy. I went on the servers, and they're still active. People are still playing the 2015 Battlefront. Yeah, it's a. Yeah, I don't know what's with the PC servers. I guess people are like, I don't know, scared. Once a server becomes old, it's not really regulated as much, and then you're susceptible to being hacked by people that are in those servers.
Right.
Like with old Call of Duty games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Battlefront 2 redeemed itself.
All right. Well then, I know. Look, I don't want to bring up Sonic this early in the
Oh my god.
early in the podcast, but
Here we go.
I feel like I have to. You know,
Right.
a game that redeemed itself, in my opinion, is Sonic Frontiers. Now, Sonic Frontiers is not a good game. I should just end it there. I could just be like, I don't know, man. But
it's a game.
it's a game. It is a completely standard 3D Sonic game. It's not amazing or anything by any means. But when I first got it back in the day, I think I initially got it for Christmas, and then eventually I was like, holy shit, I don't like this game anymore. So I traded it in for Tears of the Kingdom, which I also don't really like that much. But we'll talk about that later.
Oh my god.
I just wanted to see you squirm.
Breaking my soul.
They're breaking my ball.
Wow.
Singular ball.
Singular testicle.
Like Lance Armstrong.
Okay. Is that proven? Or is that disproven that he has only one testicle?
It's like a medical fact. He had testicular cancer and had one of his nuts removed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not as funny as you're
Yeah.
like, haha,
Well,
one
you feel bad now.
You brought him up, all right?
Yeah, but I didn't make fun of his
Yeah,
condition.
make fun of him.
Sonic Frontiers is so Sonic Frontiers, when I initially got it, I think a lot of things that held it back were a lot of aspects with like its very limited controls. Whenever you jumped in the air, like one of the things that I like about the final product, now that it's had so many updates released, is that you can customize your abilities, and running around like the various islands like feels very gratifying. Like you can do pretty much anything. But in the base game, when it originally came out, there was like basically whenever you jumped out of like a long streak of you like running, like your air, like the air would prevent you from like going like any further. So like your jump wouldn't like carry like based on how fast you were going. Yeah. So like over the course of various months after it came out, it got like 3 major updates. I think the first one fixed that problem with like jumping. It also added like photo mode and stuff like that. And you know what? I forget which one it was too, but at one point they added like a jukebox, because there are like a lot of areas in like the open world zone or whatever where there are like instances where it's like, I feel like I should be getting something for like climbing to the top of this tower, but there really isn't. Mm-hmm. So they added like music notes to that, so you can like play music in like the overworld and stuff like that. And then the third update added a completely another major complaint with the base game was that the main story kind of felt like it was kind of like a wet fart of an ending, where it's just like, oh, that's it.
A wet fart?
Yeah. It's just like, it's like, oh, okay.
God.
In case you needed to hear it.
Did they make that noise at the end? Or
Yeah, it was Takashi Iizuka himself came out, dropped his pants, and had like a wet fart in front of the screen.
And that noise was for our audio only listeners.
Yeah, and video. But the main story campaign just kind of had like a whatever finale. It like wasn't great. It was just another island, and it didn't really end in any sort of like. The whole game was like building up to like this moment where it's like, oh, maybe you can play as the other characters and help Sonic fight the main bad guy, but no, it really didn't. But then the final update added a completely new story campaign for like the ending. So you can play the original way that the game ended now, or you can like do this new story content where it's like you can switch between Sonic and his friends, and they'll have their own abilities that aren't like drastically different from him. So I know the complaint with that is that it goes on a little too long, and a lot of it is very unfocused and broken. But
You saw more Sonic content. Your eyes bulged.
Kind of. I mean, well, the thing is that it makes up for the fact that the original ending to the game was just kind of whatever.
Is it all one long mission? Like,
Kind
is
of.
that the complaint? Like it's super long. It's because it's one mission.
Kind of. I mean, what it is the whole gimmick of the game. Like one of the main objectives, like throughout the islands that you go throughout the game, is that you have to collect Chaos Emeralds to like fight like the Titan as Supersonic. What you do in the Final Horizon, as it's called, is that you collect the Chaos Emeralds as like Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, and you're switching between them, and you're also switching to. Oh God, I fucking forgot. Actually, thank you for bringing this up. My least favorite part of that whole thing is actually, I kind of like it. There are these things called trial towers that you have to climb as Sonic, where it's like what's that Quap game where like you're the guy in the bucket.
What?
With the stick and you're climbing up the mountain. Do you know what I'm talking about?
A way up.
Oh, way up.
Is that what it's called? A way up?
Yeah, or
Oh,
something.
Maybe.
The game
No,
where you,
okay, no. I know what you're talking
The game
about.
where
It's
you
like a
fall
guy
with
who
a
uses like a
pickaxe?
hammer.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
pickaxe.
Yeah, and he's like his feet.
You know what
are
game I'm talking about?
non-existent.
It's like you.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like that, but in 3D, and it's very, very hard to climb up those towers as Sonic. That's the one point of contention. But I just appreciate the fact that Sega and Sonic Team heard all the complaints from fans, and they even put like a thing at the end of the credits. They're like, "Thank you to all our fans who gave us like notes and stuff,
Who love
complained."
complaining.
Yeah, exactly. The one time that the Sonic fan base came in clutch. So
Now, were any of these like? I know you said more post game content after release.
well, I shouldn't say post game content. I more so mean like they added a new end game. I don't know why I said post game.
Okay, well, new end game. Were there any Switch exclusive problems? Because I know it released on.
Well, the
PS5.
Switch version is still the worst version.
Well, does it run better now? Because I know
No.
that
Fuck
it
no.
doesn't.
No, not really. I mean, it has a lower resolution, and the lag is like crazy in the Final Horizon in some areas. But I don't know. I mean, again, the Switch version is still a Switch version. You know, it's always going to be
It's a
inferior.
Switch.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry, I don't have the Switch 2 yet.
Yeah. Maybe.
By the time this comes out, the Switch 2 will be out, and we will
No, this
play.
no. Yeah,
We get the
you doubt our
Switch-
release schedule that much that it's going to come
This is
out.
coming
We get
out
the
in
Switch
November
2
of
before-
28.
The Switch 2 before GTA 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did they ever confirm when that's coming out?
Fall.
Fall.
Okay.
They're still
I
on
think
the fall 2025.
They could say that so they can push it back to winter of 2026.
Yeah. No, I think the Switch 2 is probably going to come out in fall, if I'm going to be honest. Because, well, they haven't confirmed when it's coming
If they
out.
were smart, they're probably probably going to come out on Christmas.
I think so, yeah.
On Christmas Day.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I mean, well, in like November, so like people can order it for their kids. And
I think that's
shit.
what it's going to be. Like kind of
yeah.
what they did for the Wii, have it around Christmas time.
Yeah,
For my
that's-
children.
It's one of the major gaming release times is
Yeah.
November for Christmas. But yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I'll-
pretty much my pick if you want to go next, Alex.
Okay.
No,
Why did you just turn into a Smiling Friends character?
No,
It's Shmormu.
it's Momu.
Is that your pick? I'm going to make
No.
his picture fade in.
No, my pick is a game. We talked about
Good.
it the other night when we were on Discord. That my friend refuses to go back to because it launched so terribly, and he played it on the original PS4. It is Cyberpunk 2077.
I was waiting
You're
for
talking
someone
about the
to bring
base
this up.
PS4?
Yeah, he played it on the
Oh.
base PS4 when it launched.
My condolences.
Is that is that the worst version?
It looks terrible.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
it's so
Yeah,
bad.
even with bug fixes, I'm sure like people were posting videos that they would just be like, it'd be like 2 frames a second of them driving in a car, and then they would just crash.
Mhm.
And it,
But
it's a
enough
very-
about the Switch version.
Yeah, I feel like even Switch 2 when that comes out, yeah, that probably won't even.
I think
come
if you
through.
tried to put it on a Switch, the Switch would just explode.
The Switch would be like, please kill me.
and my suffering. But yeah, no, it was it. I don't understand why. The reason why it was really bad is because the executives really pushed for having it on last gen and then new gen games.
Mhm.
When in reality, it should have only launched on new gen because of how just heavy they went into it on the amount of details that they were really stretching themselves to
Yeah.
do.
What year did that release? Was it
It
in?
released back in COVID. They delayed it 4 times. They delayed it 4 times. It was initially supposed to come out in 2019, or it was initially supposed to come out in 2018, and then it got delayed to 2019, and then it finally came out in 2020, in December of 2020.
Yeah, I can see why they want to release on there because I mean, thinking back, you remember how hard it was to get a PS5?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's sort of a reason why they would want to post it on both, especially when most people couldn't get one easily. But yeah, not like that. Not like that. It's all.
Yeah, it's it releases, and I'm doing my last final of the day. I'm playing it, and it's usually I'm experiencing one or two crashes, and I'm playing on the PS5 version, and my friend's playing on PS4.
Still crashes on PS5?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes,
It was a buggy mess. When
It is a
Okay.
complete, utter buggy mess.
And you're saying this game redeemed itself?
Yes.
How?
updates.
Well, this is where I haven't got. So
Okay.
I did actually 100% the game. I got the platinum for it.
Lord.
I did it in a week because I just was sick of it.
Okay.
I got sick of playing it.
So you played more of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I pushed
Weird logic.
to just finish the game.
All right.
Because I waited so long, and I pre-ordered it twice. PlayStation returned my money actually because they didn't release it at their expected time, so they gave me it back, which is rare. Sony rarely gives back money.
Yeah, I think that was
after
the
you do it.
first they did that, wasn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
So I literally said, no, keep it. I want to pre-order it again. And yeah, I had to finish it, and I did. And I let it. I finished it, and I literally deleted it that day.
Okay.
And I didn't go back.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, of course, the bad reviews came in. The studio came out and just basically said, "Yeah, we majorly fucked up.
Done goofed.
They done goofed. The executives really pushed them. If it were up to them, they probably would have waited and should have waited another 2 years, and then they would have released it when it was actually finished. But no, they had a release schedule, and they fucked it.
They wanted money.
They wanted money.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a studio that made the wonderful and ever amazing Witcher 3 game, which I loved so much. I've played it so many times. It's incredible. But back to Cyberpunk, that to the point that CD Projekt Red, to show that they were committed to fixing their mistake, they pushed back all their other projects that they were going to go into and just kept working on fixing Cyberpunk, to the point that they got it stable on PS4 now. They got it stable on PS5. They added free content on top of it, enhancements, other details, and whatnot. And then, to put it on top, they released a DLC that further jumped the story quality up tenfold. It added so much more additional things. It was absolutely insane for what they added. Plus, they added a bunch more customization options and other things. It's they showed they were not going to just throw it in the gutter like other publishers were going to do. They were going to actually invest their time and put it on the pedestal it was supposed to be on. And and because of that, it's 3, 4, 5 years down the line, it's actually now reviewed very overly positive on Steam because they have been coming back and supporting it.
Is CD in the shot here, by the way? I'm sorry to cut off your whole thing.
Probably.
No, she's not.
Okay, well.
Yeah, that seems to be more of a trend lately where gamers gamers rise up. They go and spam Steam reviews when something's going wrong and they want to be heard.
Yeah, especially
and it actually works.
Oh,
It's in
God.
recent times, because me and Sean can relate. Helldivers.
I'm going to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
When
I'll
you-
hold off on that.
God, when you said gamers rise up, I don't know. I was just
Do you feel a little bit of pride in your soul?
no. I was just like, nah, should I make a capital joke? Probably not.
Maybe not right now.
No,
the
no,
state
no.
of everything. Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
not-
sorry.
Let's
I
not.
know.
Volatile
Gamers
stuff.
stormed CD Projekt Red's.
No.
Stop,
Okay,
Brian.
I'm sorry.
Running in with a
Have you?
master sword.
Yeah. Now, have you played the updated version?
I did. I have not played the DLC yet.
Okay.
I do own it on PS5. but
Idris
I've been-
Elba.
Yeah, it has Idris Elba in it. Mind you, the original one
So wait,
has,
it has Keanu Reeves and that other guy in there.
yeah, Idris Elba.
Yeah, Sonic movie. We got it. Thank you.
Oh, it's Sonic
Yeah,
and
it has
Knuckles.
it has half the cast.
It's Shadow
of
and
Sonic.
Knuckles.
Or Shadow Knuckles.
Not to mention they updated like all the models in the game too. Because when they launched, it's like they were like lower gen and whatnot. They like redid everything basically in the game to put it to the vision that they wanted it to be.
Oh, that's good.
Honestly, it probably still isn't even at the vision that they want it to be, but it's fixed.
Yeah, it's functional, and that's what matters.
In one of the DLCs, trailers for the game, Idris Elba literally says it's.
Idris Elba.
I know, I'm getting passionate.
Just say
I can
Knuckles.
tell.
Knuckles literally
We're
says
just gonna
it's
call
like, and remember, the game's fixed. Like in the trailer, like as sort of a two-way street to be like, yeah, Cyberpunk is fixed, but also the like criminal mercenary like game you're playing in it like is also fixed against you. It's like it's a 2-in-1 wording.
I'll say there's only one good thing about the game being buggy at release. I was able to get it for $10 with the steel case from Best Buy. I still haven't opened it. It's still on a shelf. But I just look at it, I'm like, I know it's not buggy anymore, but I should try it.
Do you have it on PS5?
No, it's a free
you
upgrade.
got the free upgrade, yeah.
Yeah, so I could.
Okay.
Well, I'm proud of Cyberpunk.
Yeah, redeemed itself.
I need to
real
go
good.
back and play it. I may stream it one of
not?
these days.
Good.
Watch the Major Idiots streaming.
Whenever we do that,
Whenever we want to do it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
5 years from now. Sean, what's your next pick?
Well, since DJ spoiled it just a slight bit, that's okay. I forgive him. Helldivers 2.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Jesus Christ.
I love this game so much. I did not care when stuff was happening that was affecting it like in a bad way. I still played it. I loved it. Whatever. But Helldivers 2 launched. It was a very successful launch. Me and DeGenero play it on a regular basis. Alex used to play it, but he kind of stopped.
Yeah,
He's retired.
Yeah.
You don't like that game, right?
No, I think I like it.
What's the game that you hate that everyone liked? Oh, what's that junk game?
Lethal Company.
Oh, yeah, you hated
Lethal-
that.
yeah.
You hated
Company.
Lethal.
That's a whole different can of beans, but
Yeah, he does not like Lethal Company whatsoever.
All right, I was
Yeah, no.
confused.
yeah, well,
But-
Helldivers actually has some merit to it, some actual meat on its bones
Yeah.
for a game.
Helldivers
It was
is
$40.
awesome. I love
Yeah, for only
Helldivers.
$40 too.
Yeah. So they had an issue like they launched and everything was good. It was good. I mean, they had some server issues, that happens with new games, every now and again. But they had server issues because of the amount of people that were joining and playing the game. And then Sony decided, we're going to cut off. You have to have a PlayStation Network account in order to play this game. And
Yeah.
a lot of countries don't have that.
That's stupid.
So they were cut off.
Yeah, so all the people in those countries that bought that game,
Could no
they
longer play
basically
it.
said, you're shit out of luck.
Sorry.
There's not even any single-player content, right?
Nope. It's all multiplayer.
It's all multiplayer.
Yeah, so they just have like 20 gigs of nothing on their computer or
So
PlayStation.
was the game made available to them regardless?
Yeah.
It was made available originally to them regardless.
Then
No,
why-
so
And then they
you're
had
missing
some
a
sort of
detail,
weird
Sean. So when
clause.
in addition to the server issues, there was a verification issue that originally there was supposed to be PSN requirements.
Yeah.
Right.
But Sony allowed what's the studio?
Arrowhead.
To subvert it and not require it when it launched.
And then they're like,
And then
okay,
they
sorry,
did it.
we require it now.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're cut off. Sorry, this whole countries.
You say that like they're talking to drunk people at a bar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. And
You've had too much Helldivers. Stop.
sorry, the 50 players in Papua New Guinea, you're
So-
cut off.
So that has been recently slowly being removed, and more countries and regions are getting the ability to play. And as a result, there are larger groups of people on there. They also did some things that they were listening too much to people in the gaming industry, gaming world. There are people called sweats, and they're the ones that are like super try-hardy. That if something doesn't work that they don't like, immediately the company has to change it to fit them. Like you'll have that a lot with people that play Call of Duty, and they'll do a thing called nerfing it. If like a gun comes out or a weapon or stratagem or something like that is super great and does its job effectively, people will be like, oh, this is too good. It's too easy or it's whatever. So Arrowhead nerfed a bunch of different things and made them less powerful. And the game felt imbalanced for a long period, so people started to leave and not really play it as much, and their player base dropped. They came out with an update not too long ago, a few months back, that repaired all of that, put things back, because they basically stated, if you don't like the game or if you're not having fun with it, just get good. And that's pretty much been Arrowhead's policy now. Is just if it's too easy on this mode for you, go to the higher difficulty, or if it's too hard, go to the lower difficulty. And they've stopped doing that because there are people creating things called the meta, and then if you weren't using that, they would kick you, which created an environment of toxicity that has since been dealt away with for the most part. But people they fixed the game, and they introduced the third faction called the Illuminate.
Finally.
Yeah, finally, after a while, which has been fantastic, and they've been rotating a thing called a major order, which is where you focus on a singular planet. It could be fighting the Terminids, which are a bug species, or the automatons, which are robots, or the Illuminate, which are the aliens. But it rotates it in a storyline way that pushes the game into an area that makes it feel like you're interacting in a larger story, because now there is a black hole that is moving because of the alien race using dark energy, and it's moving towards like the main super Earth, which is what it's called, and it's been a lot. It's been like night and day. Like the player, huh?
I didn't want to make a joke,
but
well, now you have to. That's the rule.
You're gonna have to bleep this.
Oh God.
What's your joke?
Trump's America.
No, he's not associated with that in any way, shape, or form. I would like to state.
I can't be too hypocritical because I just made a capital joke like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
so.
Okay. But no, it's one of my favorite games, and I love it. And I had something, and now I can't remember it because of your stupid joke.
Hey, guess what? That's going to be in the video.
I thought you were going to talk about your feet because you're like moving it around.
Okay.
Can I talk about Sean's feet?
Yeah.
Can you
I
not?
mean, you are a director, so I mean.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of
you
that's
were
my
obsessed
thing.
with feet, so.
Okay, all right. Well, not that much for the record.
But
all right. Never mind the fact that I know all the points in Better Call Saul where Kim Wexler takes off her shoes.
That's literally the first thing you talked to me about when I came
in.
in.
When I came in today.
Oh yeah, Better Call Saul. Kim Wexler's feet, episode 1. No,
yeah.
it's not in there.
You just have your tongue out.
That's gonna be my next video.
No, they've done a lot to fix it, and the player base went from being like at an all-time low of I think like 35,000 players on it total to last night it was at 106,000.
Oh wow!
And that's been relatively steady. Like some days it'll be less, some days it'll be more, but their games have been the game has been doing extremely well, and they fixed a lot of bug issues, and they continuously update it, and they come up with community updates all the time where they actually engage with the community on like Twitter and like Instagram and other places that you can talk to the developers. They're very, very open to that, and that's I think really refreshing for a game studio to do that.
I'd say if they want to redeem themselves even more, I feel like this game needs like a raid-like activity to like unlock armor.
It's
like I
don't know about that. That's like looter shooters, and that's kind of oversaturating the market now because that's what Call of Duty's become.
I mean, but not like crazy armors and stuff, but like just some cosmetic items or whatnot.
I don't know if I like that. I kind of like the way they do it now.
I would like bigger missions.
Well,
like I would
yeah,
like maybe 4,
but
like
it's a limit of
six
the limit of the game engine itself.
Yeah.
And they have said that this game, that Helldivers 2, over time with updates, will become Helldivers 3.
Okay.
So basically, it'll go from what it is now to being what Helldivers 3 will be at launch.
All right.
I'd add on to that, but it's not Sonic related, so I can't
That's
really
fine.
say anything about it.
Anyway, Tom, what's your next story?
Well, redeeming. So this game, not that it was bad when it came out, but it redeemed itself for me. And I know, Brian, you're gonna want to strangle me across this couch. Metroid Prime.
Oh, you fucker! I was gonna say that.
Well,
that was my next thing.
Is that your next one?
Yes.
Oh, we can share.
Nah.
We can share.
Actually, yeah, I'd love
We
that.
can
Actually,
share.
we can.
No, yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? Because I had the original on GameCube. I still have the receipt from Hollywood Video or wherever I bought it from. I popped it in. I hated the controls. I hated it.
From the GameCube version.
Yeah, from the GameCube version.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really a fan, or I didn't really understand, like, why would I want to lock on to everything that I'm shooting? Considering most shooters up to that point that I played, like Call of Duty, Halo, anything, like, yeah,
shoot a man.
yeah, you need to have some level of skill to, like, aim, like, yourself at somebody to shoot them.
Well, the thing with the original Metroid Prime is that you don't just, it's not just like a first-person shooter. It's like a game where you explore, like, this alien planet, and you don't just shoot by locking on. You can also lock on and, like, scan your environment and, like, scan, like, data logs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I get the reason why there is a lock on just for that reason.
Yeah, I had one of those Danny DeVito moments of
oh my God,
I get it now.
when you play the remaster.
Yeah, when the remaster came on Switch, probably one of the best remasters that Nintendo's done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they fixed. I mean, they didn't fix a ton of things. There wasn't really a whole ton to fix, but the visuals, it was already looked good on the GameCube, but they made it look better than what the Switch should probably deserve to look like.
It is a very beautiful game.
Yeah, but the controls, that was the main thing that was redeemed for me. Is if the controls suck in a game, I don't care. I don't want to play it.
Yeah.
That's just I don't know how you felt about the controls in the GameCube one, but that was the biggest thing for me.
Well, I'll just tell you guys. So the original controls were like it was not 2-stick controls, which I think it's a requirement for a lot of first-person games, like to have like move around with like the right stick or whatever. Metroid Prime Remastered fixes that, so because in the original game you had to hold the R button and like move the control stick around. It like made you like stand completely still while you looked around and aimed.
Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, granted, the game is still like structured around that control scheme, but with Metroid Prime Remastered, you can either go back to that original control scheme, or you can do you can also do the mode from you can do the control scheme from the Metroid Prime trilogy for the Wii, where you can use like
gyro
Joy-Con,
controls.
gyro controls for like aiming, and then you can do 2-stick controls, which is my preference. And one of my biggest issues with the original, I guess I'm hijacking your thing, but then again,
you're pretty much saying all.
Yeah.
I mean, the 2-stick controls, that's what I choose as well.
Yeah.
I mean, gyro, I'm sure it's fine. I use it for Pikmin.
Well, one of the things that I didn't like about the original, and I'm not sure how big of an issue this is with other first-person shooters, because it's not my main genre that I go for, but platforming in first person in the original game to me was very like annoying, because the game had a lot of vertical shafts where like if I fall down, then I have to get back up, and like it takes another like 30 seconds. There is a mode there's an option in Metroid Prime Remastered where the camera pivots down whenever you jump, which I think is a pretty great
Yeah, so
addition.
you can see where you're actually jumping.
where you're actually landing and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a really great fix.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I don't like about Metroid Prime Remastered.
What?
Whoa.
There's some
Brian
parts
liking something?
Brian
Oh
not
my
liking
God.
something.
There was
My God.
Stop the presses.
Holy
It didn't.
shit.
What did it redeem itself from?
Well, in the original had dynamic lighting for the GameCube, where it's like if you use the plasma beam, then like it's reflecting off the walls, and they couldn't replicate that for the Switch, I guess, which I don't understand how they couldn't do that.
I'm gonna be honest. That's just one of those things that
It
you
is.
only really notice
Yeah.
if someone on YouTube's doing like a tech analysis.
Oh, there
and you're
were-
like,
there were.
Kinda
oh my
nitpicky.
God, this is awful.
But you're entitled to that.
Yeah, there's a balance between like say like playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I'm like, 6 frames per second, 9 frames per second. Oh, that's actually garbage.
you
But
talking
stuff
about-
like that.
Talking about Hyrule Warriors Legends for the original 3DS.
Oh yeah.
That's a fucking
Yeah.
slideshow presentation.
I think that's a good example of like, performance actually is truly bad. I will
Yeah.
not play. But that is like, they could have added. I mean, I could take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you know what? Also, the original mode for the GameCube, again, I guess this is sort of nitpicky, but it's sort of like a preservation thing. But the original game for the GameCube came out with Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance, and if you connected your Game Boy Advance to your GameCube, you could unlock Samus's suit from Metroid Fusion to use in Prime.
Oh.
That's no longer an option in Prime Remastered, and I kind of wish that it was in some regards. Like maybe if it were like
An
unlockable-
NSO thing?
or maybe just like an unlockable, I guess, if you like 100% of the game. Oh, okay. I know these are nitpicks, but I have one more legitimate complaint.
Here we go.
Okay.
One more legitimate
All right.
Take a crack at it.
Well,
Come
Brian found another complaint. Who knew?
Damn it. I should say this remaster is great, but if you are 100%ing, like if you're going after 100% in any Metroid game, most of the 2D games have like a map which keep track of which items you have already gotten. The Prime games, the first two especially, do not. So like if you are trying to 100% the game, you're going to be backtracking like, oh, did I already get this item here?
You're going to be needing a YouTube video.
That's exactly what I needed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was missing one fucking item and I had to go and find it. And I wish that Remastered included that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I just sort of got the majority of it. I got to a point where I'm like, okay.
I mean, it's really not important.
I could face the final boss. I should be fine.
As long as you have enough for the final boss. But, I'm very much looking forward to Prime 4 if that has the same control schemes as Prime Remastered. But
and or Prime 2 Remastered.
That's the thing. I want Prime 2 and 3 Remastered because Prime 2 is like one of those games that it's very hard for me to get into. But just having it on the Switch would be great. And also it would make up for like, because Prime 2 has like a lot of like backtracking and like stuff like that, and I would just love to like just put it in sleep mode and come back to it later. I can't do that with the fucking GameCube. So I guess that was both of our dual segment right
Good
there.
work,
I'm
guys.
glad.
What a wonderful group.
Brian, I'm glad I can collaborate with you. Okay, I guess
Not collaborate in that sense.
on to De Janeiro.
We're still working on it. It's fine.
It's still working on it. It's probably on your list, Sean, but I'll just say it.
Oh, is this going to be another dual
Could be.
dual pick?
No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Okay, hi, Duo.
Hi.
Hi,
Oh.
hi Twinsy.
Wait, De
Oh,
Janeiro, before you go, can I detail my first experience with that game?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was I believe it was the day I actually quit football because of my injuries, and I went home. My brother was playing it, and I saw him, and I'm like, "What do you do in this game?" He's like, "You go mining." I'm like, "Okay, what do you do when you go mining? Like, get minerals, or what do you do with the minerals? You get more mining tools." I'm like, "Then what do you do with the mining tools? Get more minerals." And I was genuinely confused. I'm like, "What is this game called? No Man's Sky?"
It's like Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah, basically, I was like, "This is kind of a piece of shit."
And then
it
your brother was like, "I'm going to injure you further if you have any more questions."
I'm going to
Yeah.
break your other knee.
Yeah, exactly.
My other knee would be my other shoulder.
Your other
Yeah, you don't even
shoulder,
know my
sorry.
injury.
Sorry.
I'm a broken man. But
He's
I'm
got some
sorry,
bad
I
shoulders.
No, you're fine.
hijacked
No,
it.
that was my first experience because basically, when No Man's Sky released, they said it's like, oh, there's over 10,000 planets, an in-depth storyline,
Procedurally generated.
Yeah, this is just a universe inside your PS4. I got it on my birthday. What a birthday present! Because basically, what Town described is what it was. But you get a ship, you mine for resources to fuel the ship, and then you go to space, and then you craft. You go to a space station and you buy something else, and you craft a fuel core to warp speed to a different planet, and you basically repeat that over and over and over and over and over again until you're at the center of the universe.
So there's really no end goal. It's just like just do shit.
No, the end goal was the center of the universe.
Okay.
It
If
felt
you
like a
would-
9 to 5.
Yes.
Oh, I gotcha.
Like you could just completely ignore the main mission and just trade and stuff with like the different alien species, which at that time there were like 3.
It's not multiplayer at all.
And it wasn't multiplayer.
At
You were
first.
alone. Like in the trailers, it showed like they were other people, but then they were like, "Oh, it's single player."
It's too
actually.
difficult to do that right now.
You're going to have to find them on the 1 trillion planets you can happen to find them at.
Yeah, it's like for some reason you could like share information of other planets. So people were actually one person confirmed they found the same planet.
Yeah,
But-
but they weren't even that different.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, it's like they kind of all looked the same. They had like 5 presets and like just
Yeah.
different like formations for each one.
Oh boy, if there was only another game that kind of did the same thing, Starfield. You know,
gotta
you,
get that
go
cough
to you
looked
go to
at.
a planet and there's like nothing on it, and it just is dead.
Yeah, but that one didn't really redeem
no,
itself.
there's not nothing on. There's 5 things.
Different animals.
Yeah, animals.
Look, this one's a slightly different shade of blue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would say the difference because No Man's Sky, that was done by an indie studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was done by Bethesda, who should know how to make games.
Yeah, that's true.
Should.
Yeah, it should.
It's
Keyword
true.
should.
Emphasis.
I mean, yeah, but
So yeah, it released, and it was utterly despised. And basically, the studio took a step back
we're sorry.
and said, "We are sorry, but we are committed to fixing it." And
sorry.
then there was radio silence for I don't know, I can't remember for how long, whether it
It
was
was
a
a
year.
little while.
I think it was a good bit. I think it was 2 or 3 years. They were radio silent.
Mm-hmm.
And then they up and came out of nowhere and released No Man's Sky. I forgot what it was called. I think it was maybe 2.0.
Yep.
Where they just rebuilt everything from the ground up, and they added fleets, ship customization, more alien types, character customization, multiplayer. People
And,
have been asking for
Collaborations with other games. Like they have,
collaborations with other games.
Mass Effect
Yeah,
collaboration.
there's a Mass
I-
Effect collaboration.
I would like to think they went into a room, there was a whiteboard, and like, what could we do? And then someone wrote the word fun in the middle of the whiteboard. I'm like,
Like,
by God, we got it.
My.
We're going to make this
God.
game fun for 2.0.
we didn't think of that.
And they did it for free.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No additional money.
Well, if you had the original game.
if you had the original
Yeah.
game, you got everything for free.
Well, that's nice.
And this was one of so far almost 15 updates. This was the first one.
Yeah, it's funny.
Since then, there have been like 15. I think there's been 10. I think there's 10 more updates that added base building, cars, mechs, other different kinds of ships, animal taming, farming, ocean exploration, underwater housing, ancient structures, I think, and other stuff. It just keeps going, Brian.
Casinos with blackjack and hookers.
It just keeps going.
You know what's funny about that? It was the same thing as Cyberpunk, where at like GameStop, it went down as low as like $5, and to a point where like they just weren't taking trade-ins anymore.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, no one wants this, no one's buying it. And then when that update came out, people were buying them like crazy. They had to raise the price.
Wow.
They're like from like $5 to $40 once they realized like, oh, people actually care about this again. They really want to play it.
Well, I mean, for a good like multiplayer co-op game, it's like, yeah, this was actually starting to look like it. If anything, when it actually goes down in sale, we may play it eventually.
I was about to say we should play that.
Actually, we're gonna go play that right now. Thank you for tuning in.
No,
everyone.
we're not done yet.
Well, the problem is, it's like it's only ever 50% off. Make it lower, please, and then we'll buy it.
Well, what's the default price?
$60.
$60. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
But
I think
mean,
they deserve
it's-
it because they put in the effort. To
Yeah.
No,
win
no,
people
honestly,
back.
the price tag is there. Like, yeah, the price tag is
They're
perfect,
chugging along. They're doing their best.
and it's free. All the content's free. It's all free.
Yeah.
We have you
It's
you
all
pay
free!
one you pay one price and then that's it. I think I don't think they have microtransactions. I can't remember.
You pay for your whole seat, but you only need the edge.
Yeah, it's like it's
Monster
insane.
Truck Jam. Monster Jam.
Come see Gravedigger.
But yeah, it's
No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky kind of sounds like a...
It does kind of sound like a monster truck.
man.
They have things like El Diablo and
Yeah.
Destroyer of Worlds.
and they're working on
Oppenheimer.
a new indie game.
Oh,
You have a bunch of holes in your socks.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Hi.
Oh,
No, I'm not showing that.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna buy you a pack of
Oh,
socks.
God, broke. Get a
It's
job.
ventilation.
Put an 18+ sensor over his feet.
I
So it's got to do like the old, what was it, Girls Going Wild? It's too hot for TV.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that game overwhelmingly has redeemed itself. They released a new thing, and every time there's a new meme, and it's like, dude, just let us give you money, and there's like, no, take it, pleb, take it, plebeian,
We're nice
for
like that.
free. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
Is there a way to
Happy
play the original game as is?
Probably if you have a PS4 copy and
Maybe
you play
if you
it
had
on
the,
like a.
yeah, if you had the original downloaded and you just did not update it at all, you probably could.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Why would you want to?
But
no,
yeah.
I know.
Well, yeah, if you have a PS4 and Xbox One, just don't connect to the internet and put it in.
There's
probably
probably
could.
some guy out there who's like, this game was perfect, and they
Yeah.
ruined it.
They ruined my mining simulator. They ruined
it. I loved my isolationism.
I mean, I'm sure there are some like people
That
that
planet was my favorite shade of gray.
I love that shithole of a game when it released. Oh, I
Yeah.
knew. Why did I have to change it? Oh.
Well, do we want to go around one more time?
Yeah, I mean,
guess?
I got
don't have
one.
another one, but
I
you
have
can- you
one
can
more I
go.
could say.
Well, you better have time to think about it.
I have a remake in mind.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that then.
But
I have a lot that I could.
It's
talk
not
about.
out yet, but
Okay.
you can go.
Mass Effect 3, actually,
Mm.
which was rushed production wise. So
Is that Andromeda?
no, God no. that's the fourth one in the series. We don't talk about it.
I'm sorry. I
It's in a
forgot.
different galaxy for a reason. Anyway, it's shit. But
That
Mass
one, not redeemed.
never no
Get out!
God no, it was never redeemed.
I'm sorry.
Audio, please.
I've been
it's
pig.
it's fine. It's fine. Anyway,
edit more.
Mass Effect 3. I enjoyed it. But I know like my brother and myself, we played all three of them, and like the second one is my favorite, but 3 when it came out, it was good. It had some issues here and there because it's a Ubisoft or BioWare. Thank you. It's a BioWare game, and they can sometimes have issues. Like I know Dragon Age has issues, and especially the new one. Okay. But
Well, you want to talk about the new one,
not
Veilguard?
yet. No.
You wanna know
That one
what-
did not redeem it.
I don't want to talk
You
about
want to
it.
know what's funny? The creative director that caused all the changes and stuff that they showed.
Mhm.
We talked. Adam showed you that one guy that changed. In that
Oh
different game,
yeah,
remember?
the difference between the old game and the new game.
Yeah, that was that director that made them change that. They fired her.
Oh, they did.
She just straight left. She did one game and left immediately.
She's like, I've always hated BioWare. I'm gonna ruin them.
Yeah, she ruined a franchise and just fucking left.
But
All right, I'm gonna head out.
the ending of Mass Effect 3, like other than like the technical issues that the game had and some of the rush storyline bits, the ending of the game was extremely unsatisfactory. Like it was a big letdown. And that was the biggest complaint that the game had. And I unfortunately didn't get to experience that original ending because I had the game when the update came out. They changed the ending to the game a bit and made it make sense and be more satisfying, answer more questions rather than leaving things open. And that, it solidified some things and made it a little better. Did it totally redeem it? No, but it redeemed it enough that the game is better than it once was, considerably. But in the franchise, 2 is still the best one in the franchise, and I think that's something that a lot of people could probably agree with. It's the most fun. You're building essentially a Suicide Squad.
What are we, some kind of Mass Effect 2?
Kind of, yeah. Because the cool thing is, like, if you don't do certain things in the second game, during the last mission, members of your team will die one by one, and it changes the ending.
Damn.
But then they're just in the third game.
Okay. All right then.
Well, that means there's a canon ending.
There is the canon ending
Yeah.
is everyone survives.
Yeah, that's the
That is the canon ending. Because there's an ending in Mass Effect 2 where the main character straight up does not make a jump and dies.
Oh.
Like, he doesn't make a jump into the ship and dies.
Sucks for them.
You're like, no! But then he's like, hi, I'm in the third one.
I got better.
I got better, don't
I actually had a
worry.
pair of moon shoes on, and I just bounced. It was
Yeah.
fine.
Oh,
was
I
just a
always
sprained
wanted
ankle.
those as a kid. God
Sprained
damn.
ankle.
I always wanted those as a kid.
So I'm going to say Mass Effect 3 was my...
What was it
One-
about the
well-
original ending that made it so divisive?
I already said it. Like, it didn't answer a whole lot of questions.
Oh,
For
okay.
the ending of the game it was very abrupt, and there was only 2 choices,
Okay.
and both choices sucked. So they added like
What
a
was
third.
it? Kill yourself and so slowly.
It was kill, I think, all the robot, like all technology that was sentient, which would have also included like your ship's AI and the Geth, which at that point were on the humanity side. And the other one was I can't remember what the second one was, but there's one ending that they added that like allows you to join everything together. It was controlling the Reapers. It was basically like going with what the Elusive Man, who was the bad guy, what he wanted to do.
Okay.
And then the other one was just destroy everything. And there's a third one where it allows you to combine everything. And that's what they added in the game. And then they made the ending cutscenes. They elaborated them and made them make more sense and like give a definitive ending to it, while leaving it open for a potential future installment, which they're working on.
Oh, okay. Is Andromeda not part of the?
Nope.
Okay, that's not canon anymore.
Yeah, the future that they're working on. Is
did Andromeda redeem itself at all?
Fuck no.
No? Not even a teeny bit?
Not even a little bit. They didn't even try. That's why it's in a different galaxy.
Far, far away.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's in the Star Wars universe.
And,
now.
well,
That's how
it
bad
doesn't even
sucks.
matter because like they do something with time in that because of how they're moving. It's like, oh yeah, it's been like 400 years since the other one, or 1,000 years. And it's like, oh, we're going to send this mail back to your family. Why? They're dead. It doesn't matter. But yeah. That's one I got for right now. Town. What else you got?
All right. So once upon a time, there was a little kid named Alex. He had a Wii U.
Sounds like a fucking idiot already. Who would do that?
Some goddamn idiot.
Poor decision maker.
I used to yell out in Jared's basement. We used to yell, "I want the new Wii U!" Like we weren't even yelling for anybody. We weren't even yelling for anybody, like the parents. We were just like yelling it just to yell because we were excited. But yeah, so Super Mario Maker came out on the Wii U.
Yeah.
No, it was really great. I'm like, oh, cool, you can make Mario levels. But the best part was the pen. It made it very easy. Now, Mario Maker 2, that came out. It was good, but the fact that you had to use your finger on it, I was not a fan of.
Yeah.
And also, I felt like it didn't really have enough content compared to the first one for me to make the jump. I'm like, I don't.
They added slopes. That's really it.
Well, yeah, they added slopes, which was nice, but I felt like this feels like, oh, Super Mario Maker, stuck on the Wii U, so let's bring it to the Switch and call it a new game.
Yeah.
And I was a little disappointed. I'm like, I kind of want to make more original Mario games. But that's where the updates come in, ladies and gentlemen. That's where they had a ton of updates. There's even an update where you can have your entire Mario game that someone could download or look at.
Like a world.
Yeah, you can have your own overworld and have like connecting levels. I think they added like new game styles. They had like a Mario 3D World one, which is weird. I think they even added like Mario Land.
Well, they added a power up from Mario Land.
Oh, did they?
For Mario 1's theme.
Yeah, they also, just over the course of time, they added more aspects, like different blocks, different this, and that. Just made it more detailed. This isn't as in-depth, but no, the updates they added, I just remember watching that last trailer in like 2019. I'm like, oh wow, I think they redeemed themselves by surpassing the Wii U one, also because you can't look at anyone's courses anymore, so it's kind of the only option we got, Charlie. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Super Mario Maker 2, that one, redeemed itself.
I'm inclined to agree with you in some aspects because I still miss the amiibo costumes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot they didn't add that in this one.
Yeah, because like in Mario Maker 1, if you guys didn't know, you could get power-ups in the Mario 1 theme, which basically could transform you into like any amiibo character, like any Smash Brothers character, any like, there was like some Hello Kitty ones, I guess.
What?
Yeah, they
Japan
had
exclusive stuff.
Yeah, they had a bunch of weird ones. So basically, if you had say, Zelda amiibo, you could turn into Zelda. If you had a Link amiibo, you could turn into Link. You have a Wario amiibo, you could turn into Wario. Basically, and they had a lot of compatibility, surprisingly.
Yeah. And even if you didn't have the amiibo, you could like just do like a 100 Mario challenge and you can get like a costume every day or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree in some regards to Mario Maker 2 that it kind of redeemed itself with some of its updates, but then it just stopped kind of getting support, and it didn't get the most potential.
Yeah, it could have been more, but you already know they're gonna make a Mario Maker 3.
Hopefully, yeah. I'd like a 3D Mario Maker. like a
That's-
Mario 64.
That's gonna be too complicated.
Yeah, I know, but
That's the thing that's great about it is it's very simple. Even a baby can understand it. When I was 14 years old, I was just a
Yeah.
little baby. Or what? 2015.
I
Just
didn't
have
have
my
a,
little pen.
I didn't
Oh my
have the
God.
Wii U, so I got Mario.
What? You didn't have the Wii.
Oh, no.
The new Wii U.
I'm not one of the 11 million people that got a Wii U, but in the entire world, yeah, Jesus. No, but I had Mario Maker for the 3DS.
Oh,
Oh,
that
Well,
one did
that
not
was
redeem
rough.
itself. Yeah, you're limited to like 5 Goombas
yeah, yeah.
on a stage.
You couldn't even share
you
your, you
little
couldn't share your
mule.
levels like online, which was one of the main
Yeah.
like draws for Mario Maker.
Yeah, that one. I know that one. We're going off on a tangent, but yeah, that version fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So hard. Anytime I see that at garage sale, I'm like, even if it's $1, I'm just like, nah, I don't want it. I don't want it. Get out of here. I don't want that in my house. I don't want my children to see it.
We could play some.
I don't
of your-
want-
I don't know why we didn't think about playing any of your Mario Maker levels. I got some too that we can play.
I
sometime
have most of mine are on my Wii U. I didn't really make as many on.
on the Switch.
Yeah, I was more into playing levels.
My levels are way too hard for the Switch, so
Yeah, I think I tried making Spider-Man PS4 on Mario Maker 2.
interesting.
And I remember I was doing it when we were in college. I was right next to you. I'm like, I'm going to make a Spider-Man level. And you're like, I don't even fucking know you. Get out of here. Get out of,
I was
out of
like,
my class.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck? Do you want to make a podcast together in a couple of years?
Like,
Yeah, and
10
then-
years.
And
We
then
have a
we
test in 15
violently
minutes.
kissed each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. Oh, brother. Well,
But yeah, that's Mario Maker 2. I think it redeemed itself, too.
I'd say it's, in some regards, yeah.
Yeah, I think to a point it's better than the first one. Because you can buy a pen offline if you want. It's not gonna be the same thing.
Yeah.
But
I don't even think it works that well with the Switch's screen.
yeah, 'cause, I mean, I
It's
don't
designed
like
more
doing
for
that with
fingers.
I don't like doing that with my finger just
No.
because.
Hey, Sean, let's touch tips with our fingers.
You're not even
Why?
gonna. You're not even gonna
Just
give
wait
him.
for-
Why did you
'Cause it's
do
made
that?
for fingers.
You're not
What?
gonna. You're not gonna compliment him with a little moan, John. Do it again.
I didn't know what just happened.
No, I'm moving on.
No,
because-
Dinero, Sean,
Did I?
finger each other right now.
Stop. Why?
Get
Come on.
Stop.
Give
finger
your
up
finger.
there.
My next pick. No.
Can you cut an ET with this finger?
Anime girl noises.
Lord.
All right, but Brian, what
You said I
game?
made for fingers. I fingered. All right, I made for fingers.
Dude, how many times are you gonna say the word finger and then
Oh,
not make
okay.
a finger joke?
Kid named Finger Walter.
I'm not having sex with you, Walter.
Walter.
Put your dick away.
Put your dick
Yeah.
out.
But yeah, what game has redeemed itself in your eyes, Brian?
Well, my last game that I'd like to pick is. By the way, I just like that you.
Sonic.
Guys, no, it's not Sonic.
What?
I thought about it, but no, I'm not gonna make it all about Sonic. I do like though that you guys have a lot of like dark and edgy games, and that my next pick is going to be Kirby's Adventure for the NES. Now,
Okay, that's interesting. How did it redeem itself?
well, it did it in two different ways. Now, Kirby's Adventure for a lot of Kirby fans, I'm just getting into the series, and I've played like a few of them casually, but Kirby's Adventure was a pretty revolutionary game for the NES. Honestly,
It was a late release.
It was a very late release game, and it's probably one of the best designed games. And it's so
Yeah.
ambitious.
I don't know why, but that was funny to me.
What?
You saying I'm getting into it seriously, but I've done it casually. It makes me feel like you're getting into a serious relationship and
Yeah,
you dated
I'm thinking
casually.
about it. I'm thinking
Like,
about it.
are you and Kirby boyfriend girlfriend? Like,
We're
what is
going
happening?
steady.
Yeah.
steady.
I'll never
Brian.
tell.
Brian's in a throuple with Sonic and Kirby now.
Don't tell Sonic.
Sonic's
then
your
just-
side.
I'm
And
experimenting.
then just
all right.
Mega Man and Pac-Man are watching from a different table.
Yeah,
They're the cook chair.
Yeah, I was going to say. Pac-Man's in the cook chair. Like, no, but God damn it. Can't move on from that.
Kirby Adventure.
Yeah, Kirby's Adventure, I think it is a pretty solid platformer for the NES, and especially that late into the life cycle. But the problem is, it was a little too ambitious because it slows down a lot. It is very prone to slow down.
Yeah, the hardware, especially that late in the game. What came out 91?
91 or 92.
Yeah.
But I still think behind that the technical limitations, it is a very solid game. But thankfully, it was redeemed twice. Once with a remake in like the early 2000s for the Game Boy Advance, Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, which is a 32-bit recreation of the original, and it's great. I recommend that as like the superior version. But in the early days of the 3DS, Kirby's Adventure for the NES had a bit of a remaster in a way with the 3D Classics line.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, I forgot those existed.
Yeah, no, they were great. It was Excite Bike, Urban Champion, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure. I think Xevious for some reason.
Yeah, I think that was one of them.
Yeah, because Japan loves that game, I guess.
You remember Excite Bike was free for a time?
Was it? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
I
if
remember
you had like the 3DS early.
I bought my 3DS, and I believe the guy at GameStop, like, he looked at me, he's like, today's the last day to get Excite Bike. And it was basically like, imagine Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory tells Charlie, like, go home, Charlie, go home, download Excite Bike on the 3DS. And I like ran home with my
Yes, Mr. Greasy Man.
And then
Greasy.
and then somebody from Sony confronts you in the alley and is like, "Congratulations, little boy."
he has a PS Vita. I'm like, no.
No. Why would I buy that? No, but the 3D Classics line very much improved the original Kirby's Adventure, and slowdown's gone, and it's great.
How's the 3D?
With the 3D itself?
Yeah.
I mean, the 3D itself, it's whatever. I mean, I've never really cared
You
about.
don't feel immersed, and you don't feel like you're in Dreamland.
Look, the original 3D effect of the 3DS, who cares? The 3DS was a great system, but I never really gave a shit about the 3D. I know it's in the name, but...
What are you talking about? I love damaging my eyes for 3D graphics.
I remember when the 3DS
Corneal
was announced, I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to get a PS Vita, but then they announced Luigi's Mansion 2.
And you were like, sold.
And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I got to get a 3DS now.
Exactly.
There's no competition.
I was going to mention the whole 3D Classics line, but the one game I didn't get was Kid Icarus. But apparently that fixes that game because I hate the original Kid Icarus.
No one likes that one.
No.
Yeah, no one likes that one.
But Kirby's Adventure was fixed. Thank God.
Just the slowdown, just like
I think that's the biggest thing. That the slowdown really messes with that game. Because if I'm going to tell anybody to play any version, it's Nightmare in Dreamland because it's such a fast-paced game. And
probably the more accessible one.
Yeah.
You can play it on Switch Online, I'm pretty
No,
sure.
you can't. It's just Amazing Mirror.
Oh, that's not on there?
No.
It will be eventually.
It should
Mark
be.
my words.
It should be. We just got Wario Land 4. Which should have been their day fucking one, because Wario Land 4 is amazing.
Yeah, it was there on the Ambassador program.
Yeah, and I had that too.
Yeah, so did I. We were
I'm sorry, that was a really good Wario. I know I like skipped over it, but like that was amazing.
Wait,
I came out of left field. So
can you do that again for the people in the
try.
back?
I don't know if he can. Well, kind of.
That's more like Waluigi.
I guess it's more like Waluigi, yeah.
or whatever.
It's just,
Wario.
doing a better Wario than Elon Musk did, but that's not hard, I guess. Anyway, my turn is over. It's your turn.
I was just gonna bring up Ubisoft, which is currently going into the gutter.
The shit zone.
He hates Ubisoft.
I don't hate them. I just hate their business model.
They have some good games.
They have some okay games. Like right now, I'm talking about a game that is in speculation that they're working on. It's called the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake. They're speculating that they're remaking the entire game, and that's the pirate one that I really like and enjoy. And that would, in my eyes, that would redeem them for me.
Okay, I'll accept that. A future release.
It's a future release.
How could they mess this up and then they have like microtransactions like to put up the sale on your ship?
No.
You got to pay $2.99.
Oh, God, no, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, if we were doing like future releases, I would be like, you know what? Nintendo redeemed themselves by finally releasing Mother 3 in America. Like something that will never happen.
Yeah, and you're just hoping like months from now when the episode release, like I hope to God they release it.
Well, it's not gonna happen.
Or I'm gonna look like a fool.
It's been since 2006. That shit's never coming out here.
Yeah.
Ubisoft is just going to be like, to unlock the ocean, you pay $29.99 for this DLC.
Oh, Jesus. No, that's the thing.
This is the DLC anchor to get rid of it.
To
Pay
stop your
$5.
ship from moving.
Like,
It's
I'm
$4.99.
looking forward to it because if it comes out, they're gonna remove the multiplayer trophies that are required to get like to complete it all.
Why do you think that?
They're not fucking bringing back multiplayer.
I mean, they could. Have they
never
done that
know.
before? I don't.
No, they have not.
It could be a first.
They could be like, this is the new thing that we need to fix our company, multiplayer assassins.
No, you know what's gonna fix us? Assassin's Creed Shadow that we're gonna keep fucking up.
Yeah, that's.
You know how I messaged you a few nights ago? I was like, every time you do that into the microphone, I have a fucking aneurysm. Like, every time. I just see, like, a big peak in, like, the audio file. I'm like, God fucking... What did he do this time?
I'm sorry.
Is that a problem for you, Brian?
Yes!
Is the audio a problem, Brian?
Do it, Brian. Do it. Join us.
Why are you doing this to me?
But yeah, that's my list. I mean, we're good anyway.
I think so, yeah.
I still had a few more I could just mention.
You
Okay.
want
They're
to-
they're
All right.
honorable
I have
mentions.
honorable mentions.
Okay.
Yeah, Rapidamente, the Aladdin collection that originally
Yeah.
released, didn't have the Super Nintendo version.
What, do you have one?
Yeah, well, he's going.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, my bad. I thought you'd. Okay.
Can I guess what is on yours?
What?
Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D?
No.
No? Okay.
They didn't.
You sound offended when you said that.
Why would I say that?
No.
Because they added an extra hit point.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can play with regular controls, but you can't like.
Just saying.
It's on
Oh,
the
sorry. I could smack the monkey's ass an additional time before he gets mad.
Yeah.
Did they add the jiggle physics? And
Yeah.
I don't care.
Donkey Kong's monkey ass.
Oh,
has his
wait.
own-
I did just remember one, actually. That I
Town's going.
well, okay, well, after him. And after you, I guess.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the Aladdin collection. They
Okay.
originally released it. They didn't have like I believe the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin. They had the Genesis one, all these other ones,
Oh,
and
they
then they
added that.
released like I guess enough like all 5 people that cared complained were like, we want the Super
You.
Nintendo version. And then they made a separate release. And also, I think like if you had the original, you can pay the DLC price for it, which was nice because it's such a niche like problem to have for this game. Like, you didn't include that version of Aladdin from '94 that I
Right.
wanted. And yeah, they did that for me, and I was like, okay, now I'll buy this again. And the last one is Demon Souls because the remake redeemed it a little bit. It just looks a lot better. It doesn't really
Yes.
control better. The difficulty's not fixed. It's such a bullshit game, but goddamn, does it look beautiful?
God, yeah.
And it got me to play it because I'm never gonna play Demon Souls on PS3. I had it, I tried it, not doing it. It looks like garbage. It looks like fucking garbage. I'm sorry, From Software. I'm sorry, but it's garbage. But yeah, that's it for me. Those are the small mentions.
Sean.
I had one that didn't redeem itself, and then one that did.
Okay, just do
All
it
right,
quick.
lightning
Okay.
round.
The one that didn't really redeem itself that I loved when it was out, the first Division game.
Yeah.
That was a looter shooter that you reach a certain point and then you can't really level up anymore. And you have to go into a thing called the Dark Zone, which is fighting other players. But every time I went in there, I would immediately die.
Oh,
And I was pretty good at the game. But and the map was weird because they had different Dark Zone levels, and sometimes you accidentally go into the super high difficult level, and that's where I would immediately die because you have to go through certain areas to get to other ones.
Yeah, to get the other. Yeah.
And it was designed kind of dumb. They had some DLC that was okay, and then the second one came out, and that one was not good either. But I guess they fixed it. I didn't play much of it.
you're hoping for a redemption arc, like
I
is it gonna-
was.
and then
Well, they're
You
like,
were the chosen one.
We're gonna go to Washington D.C. in the summertime and get away from the magic of New York in the winter. And they're like, okay, we're gonna go back to New York. In a
yeah, then they went back to
DLC.
New York.
They went back to New York in like a spring or summer DLC. And it's like, oh, there's no snow, but it's flooded. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
No. But the one that I think redeemed itself, personally, I played Metro a lot. The first Metro game was really difficult to play. People would go from like the Fallout franchise to Metro, be like, oh, it's gonna be similar. No, it was not. it was a tough game. It really kicks your ass. But then Metro Last Light came out, and then that was a great game. The system on that was completely different.
Is this the same game? Is that remastered or is it?
The Metro 2033 Redux, which is the remaster, is the one that redeemed the original game because they took the like play system from Metro Last Light, which is a much better user-friendly system, and overlaid it onto that one. You could switch to the other one if you want to, but they switched it so it makes the game a lot more fun and easier to play.
Oh.
Because the original one was not that user-friendly. It had a lot of issues.
So a lot of YouTube tutorials and
Kind
headbanging
of, but it was just more like a difficulty level, because even on the lowest difficulty, you're going to get your ass handed to you. You run out of ammo too quickly.
Your ass, sir.
Weapons don't work right. Things, all kinds of stuff. They break down a lot
Difficulty tweak.
quicker. No, it wasn't that.
I don't
It was-
know,
It
you're
was,
ta-
like, it was like nigh unplayable.
Okay.
You're talking to Souls players here.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're,
Okay. Brian.
I just want to wrap it up by saying this real quick.
Sonic.
No, shut up. Fuck you. The recent remaster of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, it fixes one thing that is very important in the original game. You see, in the original game in Japan, this game came out in like 2004, I think. In the original Japanese version, the character Vivian was trans, and then they changed that in the original American release to, her sisters are just bullying her because she's like, they say I'm ugly. And then the remaster, they changed it back.
Oh, good.
Yeah. That's it.
Good.
I didn't even know they made that change.
No, yeah.
I wasn't aware.
I didn't
Yeah.
get that far in the remake.
It's only
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
But yeah.
Sorry if I'm woke.
And you know what? If you guys want to redeem
we're
yourselves
all
in the
woke.
comments, what
Sorry,
games
I'll
redeem
shut up.
themselves for you?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. We're gonna go Scalp Town now.
Yeah. Yeah. So some.
I'm going to put up that comment.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, actually, we initially thought it was for Brian right next to me, but being quite honest with myself and a good look in the mirror with my shirt off, I still think it's Brian. But these guys disagree with me.
You asked for it, and this cannot be undone.
Can it be undone?
Yeah, cut the
We're gonna
black,
go
and I'm
do
just
it.
like, his head being.
He's gonna come back to the next episode with a bald cap on,
Yeah.
a little bit of fake dread blood. But yeah, thank you for coming in and watching or listening to this new episode of the Major Idiots podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and favorite our episodes. We are the Major Idiots crew, wherever you get your social media fix.
Twitter,
doom
Instagram,
scrolling.
TikTok.
For as long as that's available. Thank you, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Have a blessed day. Goodbye.
Fuck you.
Go and suck an egg.
That's too expensive
Yeah,
to
if you
have
can
jokes
afford
like
that.
that.